Hey, what's up? It's your boy Serrano. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing a quick comparison of the budget A series phones, the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G up against the Samsung Galaxy A36 5G. But we're going to be talking about the features, the battery life, the build quality, the performance, the cameras, and the displays, also the speed, and kind of just test out, between these two devices, which one is the better option right now for you. Make sure you guys stay locked in to the end of the video. If you're brand new to the channel, I truly appreciate you for coming through if you're new. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. So the A36 on the right here is one of my favorite newly released budget phones for Samsung. This is going to actually receive 6 years of OS updates, which means it's probably going to get Android 21. Now this one is going to actually get 5 years of updates. So it was released with Android 14. So it's got 15 now, 16, 17, 18, and probably going to get 19. So yeah, I've been a huge fan of both of these devices. I really like the way that they look. You can see a similar camera setup on both as far as the build quality. You do see that reinforced bracket around the camera setup on the A36, and I really like that modeled design that they did. But one of the things I like about the A15 is it has that matte finish on it, which feels absolutely amazing, and it doesn't gather any fingerprints whatsoever. It's got that black blue color, whereas the A36 has that gray black color. So the A15 will shift in the light from blue to black, and the A36 has that glossy finish on it, so it's actually like real glass. It feels really good in the hand. So as far as the build quality, you're going to notice that when you compare both of these phones side by side, they're pretty much going to be similar dimensions, and the width is a little bit different. So you can see on the left side we get the SIM remover slot on the A15 with expandable storage. It's a lot thicker than it looks on the A36. The A36 is slimmer and a little bit more, easier to hold in the hand because of that narrow form factor. You do have the fingerprint sensor and the volume rockers right here with that indentation to recognize where they are, which is kind of cool. I do like that aesthetic. Dual microphones on the A36 and a single microphone up top on the A14 or 15, I mean. These both have that speaker on the bottom, Type-C port, headphone jack on the A15, which is important, and then you get your SIM removal slot on the bottom of the A36. So on the other side is basically the display. Let's turn these phones on at the same time. 1, 2, 3. So I just powered both of them up. While these are powering up, I just wanted to talk about what comes in the box. So inside the box, you're not getting that much. You're getting your SIM removal tool on both of these devices. The A15 opens up like this. You also do get a SIM remover tool, which I did use already, so it's not in here. But they're both gonna pack the user guide as well as the terms and conditions and your Type-C cable. And then you're gonna see that we also have the same setup on the A36. So it looks like the A15 did boot up faster. And then you can see right here we have the SIM remover slot. I mean, not the SIM remover slot, the Type-C to Type-C cable on here, as well as the terms and conditions and the the guide right there. So much faster boot up speed when it comes to the A15 when I compared it to the A36, which is interesting. So yeah, you're gonna get that always on display on the A36, which is solid. You also do see we have that a really nice display on the A15, which I want to jump into in some more detail, but this one isn't gonna have that always on display, because on the A36 you can see we always have the AOD, the always on display on, which is going to tell you your time, date, and day. So at the time of this video, both phones are rocking Android 15, and so yeah, they're going to definitely get more upgrades. Let me unlock both phones so you could kind of see, the lock screens right here, same lock screen. I'm going to put my pin in here on both. Okay, so I just started up the A36. Let me go ahead and put my pin inside of this one right here. So right here you can see that they're both starting up. I did install like a matte screen protector on the A15, so it's going to show less glare because of that. And I really like these matte screen protectors, but it kind of reminds me of the TCL device that I'm using right now. And you can install your own matte screen protector on pretty much any phone that offers it with whatever trusted brand that you want. But obviously these are both starting up, so I'm going to wait for them to completely load up in the background. So right here you're going to see that we have One UI 7.0 on both of these devices with Android 15. And so yeah, I'm not sure about the security because I haven't updated them recently, but May 1st on the A15 and July 1st on the A36. But obviously the A15, I can update that if I wanted to. But yeah, both have really good feel in the hand. It feels like the A15 is a little bit like narrower. It's got a different aspect ratio in the hand, and it's a little bit wider when you're holding it, as far as like actually thicker. I mean, so it's definitely thicker. The A36 is a little bit thinner. So that's something that you're going to notice. But I really do like the fact that the A15 still has the headphone jack on it, because the A16, which was released recently, they got rid of the headphone jack and made that device more waterproof. So it's definitely got a higher IP rating now. The A17 still hasn't been released in the US, so that's going to be released soon in the US, just not, but for the international market, it's pretty much out. So I just want to mention that. So yeah, like let's take a look at these. You do have an IP67 rating when it comes to the water resistance on the A36. The A15 is not going to have any water resistancy. I think it's like IP54 or something like that. So both are going to have really good aspect ratio. So the 20:9 aspect ratio on the A15. Let me just make the brightness go all the way up. And we also do have an in-display fingerprint sensor on the A36. This actually isn't the fingerprint on the power button. It's just the power button. It's not the fingerprint. So if I did say that, I correct myself right now. But yeah, you can see right here, we do already have a system update appearing right here for the A15, which is available. So that's definitely going to be updated to like the July or the August. Right now, yeah, it does say July for the software update. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and then download that right now. But both displays are absolutely gorgeous. You could also see an update happening on the A36. So yeah, both have that really nice UI, which is customizable, very customizable. And I really like the fact that they let you customize the themes and the font and the colors and everything. So let's put these all the way up and turn off auto brightness. Okay, so those are maximized. So yeah, you can see the control panels are basically similar as far as what we're getting on both of these devices. The Dolby Atmos is not active on the A15 because you can only use that with a headphone jack or the speakers when you have headphones in there. So you will need Bluetooth headphones or the headphone jack to actually use the Dolby Atmos, whereas on the A36 you're gonna have that Dolby Atmos at your ability to use at any moment, even with the speakers. So you do get dual speakers on the A36, which is really nice. So yeah, the biggest difference is you have the headphone jack on the A15 with pretty much like no Dolby Atmos, but you get the Dolby Atmos dual speakers on the A36, single firing speaker on the A15. So you can see that update is actually ready to install for the July 1st on the A15. And then you can see it's downloading here on the A36. But yeah, I really like the displays. I definitely want to talk about that right now in some more detail. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this displays at the same time. I'm going to go into settings and show you guys the difference here when it comes to quality at on an 8K macro video. So you can see 2160 60 HDR, 2160p 60 HDR, so 1440p 60. So these are the settings. Let's go ahead and expand the screens. Like I said, I have a matte screen protector on the A15, so you will notice a bit of a difference on both of these when you're looking at them right now because of that matte screen protector. There's like less glare when you put that on there. But as far as the colors, it looks like slightly richer colors on the A36 and slightly better resolution when it comes to comparing both of these devices, but they're both full HD, 396 pixels per inch on the A15, 385 pixels per inch on the A36. We also do get a 90 hertz display on the A15 and a 120 hertz display on the A36. We actually have Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the A36, where we have like a Gorilla Glass on the A15, which is the main difference. And then so as far as peak brightness, you're going to notice that the A36 is going to be a little bit brighter outdoors as well. But yeah, both displays are going to absolutely be beautiful when it comes to looking at them. Now, as far as features, these both will have NFC, which I really do like. You know, you can see that this one is downloading all the apps, so things are just taking a little bit longer to load. When you swipe over, you will get your control panel. So these basically have the similar features all around, except you're going to notice always on display on the A36. So we don't have the always on display on the A15. So that's just something that you might want to take note of. But besides that, they both will have like screencast and things like that. The basic features that you will need. And obviously the A36 is going to be a little bit more feature packed because you're getting you know, more features. Obviously the bezels are going to be a big difference, so that infinity U drop on the A15 and, you know, on the A36 you're going to see that punch hole cut out, which I really do like. But they both do have the scrolling widgets on here, so you can scroll through the widgets, which is one of my favorite things about Galaxy devices, because they do give you the scrolling widgets, so you can actually do that. All you have to do is long press it and you can stack as many widgets as you want. Right here you could just edit the stack and then, you know, add as many widgets to the stack as you want. So really unique customization on the Galaxy. And they also do have this bar which slides across, which allows you to multitask and get your quick apps. So you basically can click that and get to your apps quicker, or you can just, you know, drag an app to the center to get a pop-up window. And then they also give you the ability to go into split screen window when you actually drag you know, an app across. So let me show you what I was talking about. So if you swipe this to the middle, you get your pop-up window, and then it lets you drag whatever app you want to the bottom window, so you can actually access split screen even while you're using your quick apps. So this is something that I really do like on both devices. So for example, if I put SoundCloud over here, drag it to the bottom, obviously I could do my multitasking same as I would on the A36. I could do it on the A15. Just keep in mind though that the multitasking is going to be a lot quicker on the A36. It's just more powerful, and you're going to experience less lag on the A36 versus on the A15. You will notice that apps will start to slow down when you're doing multitasking on it. So, you know, the A36 is definitely meant for a little bit more power. It's definitely for the power users, people who want to get everything opening up faster and quicker on your everyday usage on both of these devices. So that's something that I just want to mention when it comes to both of these devices. So right now I'm going to close all the apps in the background, and what I want to do is a quick speed test between both of these devices. So let's take a look at the update right here. The update is saying restart. This is going to be the August 1st update for the A36, and I have the July update coming in for the A15. So like if I click that right now, I'm just going to restart them and make sure that they're both up to date completely. So I'll be right back. But if you're still here, just type down in the comment section, I'm still here, so I know you're still kicking it with me. And I just want to remind you to hit the like button so we can get this video out to more people and help beat the YouTube algorithm. Okay, so you can see that the A36 did power on first. I'm going to go ahead, put my pin in here and show you that it is up to date. So the phone is now basically back up, whereas you can see the A15 5G is starting to turn on too. So yeah, the A36 on the right, you can see the apps are loading. Everything is starting to come in. I really like this device. It has really thin bezels. It has a really slim form factor in the hand. Compared to the A15, like I said, I definitely prefer that matte finish on the back of the A15. Here we go. The A15 is now loaded. And I just put my pin in. So this device is starting up. Let's go to settings real fast because I want to show you what version of Android it's actually on. And one thing I noticed right off the bat with using both of these devices is that the A36 just feels a lot quicker when it comes to using everything. So we're on the August 1st patch right here with Android 15 7.0 1 UI. And on the A15, if I go into the settings real fast, it's a little bit less satisfying when it comes to the speed, but however it still flies through everything that I'm trying to do right now. So right now I'm in software information and it's running the 7.0 1 UI of Android 15 with the July update. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to get the August 1st update right after this. So one thing I'll do is just go ahead and check software updates real fast. Go ahead, hit download and install. And you can see it won't let me because it's actually running the new software right now. So it's saying connecting to Surfer. So yeah, you can see that the Samsung Galaxy A15 is now up to date on the July patch. So yeah, they're both pretty much up to date right now. I'll go ahead, check again one more time because sometimes it comes in late. And yeah, so July is the latest software patch. So let's go ahead, clear out all the apps on both of these devices. Go ahead, close those out, do a quick speed test. We'll also do an audio test, but obviously this one has dual speakers, so it's going to be a lot louder. You can see the app drawer right here. And this one actually goes horizontal when it comes to scrolling, whereas this one's all vertical. So that's something that I just noticed that's different. So let's do Meta 1, 2, 3. Obviously the A36 just launched really fast with the competition right there was very, it wasn't very competitive. So let's try another app. I'm going to close both of these out. Let's do Play Store on both of these devices on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll jump into some gaming because that's something I like to test out with budget phones, just so you could pick the right phone for gaming. If you decide you want to use either one of these devices, the A36 did get that one. Let's do the Bible app. That's one of my favorite apps to launch as well in the background. So 1, 2, 3. So again, you can see that the app on the A36 is launched up way quicker. So it's already open. The A15 is now launching the app right now. So it did launch eventually. So that's 3-0. Let's do one more. AliExpress 1, 2, 3. And you can see that it's very responsive on the A36. It's just crazy how fast this device is. So yeah, now the A15 is launched up. So let's go inside of the gaming hub, or what they like to call it, the game center, I think they call it. Let me see. Here it is, game hub. We'll go in here and we'll test out some gaming. Then I'll test out the microphones, talk about the cameras in a little bit more detail so you could kind of compare the features. I'm going to launch PUBG on the A36 and we'll dive into some gaming performance on the A36 first. So another thing I want to mention is that the A36 has 45 watt fast charging, and the A15 right here actually has 25 watt fast charging. They both have that 5,000 milliamp per hour battery, and like I said, you're gonna get, you know, a lot of updates on the A36, 6 years worth. So it's gonna be going strong for a long period of time. Let me go ahead and log into PUBG real fast. Another thing I wanted to mention is that the A36 has Bluetooth 5.3 with LDAC, SBC, aptX as well, and LE, which is low energy. The A15 is going to have LE and also A2DP, advanced audio distribution profile, so you're not going to get the aptX, LDAC, and SBC on the A15. So I just kind of wanted to mention that as well. So the price difference between these two phones is going to be the main factor that you're going to notice on both of these devices. So that's pretty much going to be the reason you get the A15. It's like less than $200. But the A36 is actually a gaming beast. So let's play some games on here. Make sure the brightness is all the way up. Those speakers sound really good, and I could feel the vibration from the speakers while I'm playing. Okay, so I was kind of slow to draw right there when it came to shooting. But yeah, the sales for the A15 right now on Amazon, I'll leave the cheapest links down below because that phone right now is super affordable. Okay, so I did get first blood right there. So the stupid game performance, this is absolutely smooth as butter. I just got a Wi-Fi lag issue, but it's back to normal now on the A36. Both of these will have 5G capabilities, and they're going to be working with basically all carriers. If you get it unlocked, if you get it locked, obviously it's going to be locked into the carrier you buy it from, and then maybe they'll give you the option to unlock it after a certain amount of time using it. So let's go ahead and get another kill real fast.
Blue team's streak has just been put to an end.
Okay, so we did get another kill. So let's try to get one more kill, but so far the graphics on here are very good, and I would highly recommend this phone for gaming. And yeah, one of the other things I wanted to talk about with this device right here, the A36, is that it has a really good processing chip inside of it. So it's got the Snapdragon Gen 3, the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3 on here. And yeah, so you can see the performance is really good. So yeah, I definitely would recommend this phone for gaming. It's pretty quick, it's really snappy, and it has a beautiful display as well. So yeah, I definitely think that the IP rating is going to be one of the biggest improvements with the A36. The A15 is not going to have any IP rating on here because it has that headphone jack and it's like extremely budget friendly. So they just couldn't put that feature on this device. So yeah, I could live without that. Especially for the price, you know. But yeah, let's test out some of the gameplay and performance on the A15 5G right now and see how it holds up against the A36 5G, which did amazing. So the Samsung Galaxy A15 is going to be giving you a really good processing chip. I actually love this processing chip. It's the MediaTek Dimensity 6100, which in my opinion is really good for gaming. So in other areas where this device does seem a little bit sluggish, it kind of makes up for in this department. So let me show you what I mean. So yeah, like let's go ahead and go to settings for the gameplay, kind of go to customize right here, customize that so we do get the ultra smooth and extreme, which was also available on the A36, and that's where this device actually shines. Crank up the volume, so it's very easy to actually cover the speaker on here, but obviously you get the Bluetooth and the headphone jack if you want to play games with that. Okay, so far it's pretty smooth. I did see a noticeable slowdown, but nothing crazy, but it feels really good. It does look like it's very good console quality graphics on this device. Okay, so I did get, wiped out right there. Let's go back in, see if we can get some kills on this. Okay, so he did that little lean in maneuver, which is really hard to defeat, especially when they're around corners like that. Let's see if I could catch him out in the open this time. Okay. Ooh, that dude had the one shotty on him. Okay, I gotta. Oh, I'm kind of trapped in that area. I gotta get at least one kill. These guys are nice, but the graphics look really good on here. I'm not gonna lie, they do look really good. These guys are really nice though when it comes to this game. Like the competition on here is crazy, but as far as graphics and performance, this thing is doing really good. Okay, so that was really responsive with the shot right there. Kind of redeemed myself. Let's see if I could get one more kill. I'm not going to even do a sound test because the dual speakers on the A36 blow the A15 speakers out the water. Alright, so yeah, you could see that the gameplay on here is really good. I'm just going to close this out because I could see that this is really good gameplay. As far as multitasking and stuff like that, the A36 is going to win in all areas, but I do want to test out the cameras real fast. So alright, so let's go ahead into the cameras, kind of show you the difference between the cameras. So it's pretty much that same format where you get like all your toggles right here. So you get the 50 megapixel camera on both, which is nice to see. I like how they do that, but you got some additional features here. Well, actually, yeah, all the same features on this. Let's go out of that, go into, so it's using the 50 megapixel for both. Let's take a photo. And I do want to show you guys what that looks like. The A15 does have some shutter lag, but zooming in, you could just see that the cameras do an amazing job of capturing detail on the photo. So you could slide all the way and capture all those details. Obviously the A36 looks a lot more realistic. When you scroll in, you can see less fuzziness. So it's going to be a lot more clear when you zoom all the way in. You could definitely see the difference right there with the quality. So yeah, the better quality as you zoom in. And when zooming out, you can't really tell the difference. They both look gorgeous, but clarity is going to be a lot more crispier on the A36. And then your camera option right here, you're actually getting 4K video on the A36, and then you're only getting full HD 30. So just keep that in mind, because you do get full HD 60 on this one as well. So yeah, that's the biggest difference. The cameras are a huge improvement, and they're much faster and much more efficient on the A36. Also, the A36 does feel like it just it has a lot quicker speeds to it. So let's test out the fingerprint sensors. So obviously the physical fingerprint is going to be a little bit quicker, but yeah, wrapping this video up, I just wanted to do a quick summation of what I was talking about. So you get the IP rating on the A36. You're not going to get that on the Samsung Galaxy A15, but you also do get a headphone jack and expansion of your storage on the A15, where you won't get either one of those with the A36. Both giving you NFC, faster charging on the A36 as well. I like the matte finish on the A15 a little bit better. 6 years of security updates and OS updates on the A36, 5 years of security updates on the A15. So yeah, they're both really solid. Obviously, battery life is going to be really good. Both have really beautiful displays. You get the always on display on the A36, which is phenomenal. I really like that feature. Obviously, the cameras are going to be solid on the A36 as well. Performance, they both do really good when it comes to gaming, but regular day-to-day performance, the A36 shines. You're also going to get that masterful Dolby Atmos on your speakers with the dual speakers. You're not going to get those dual speakers on the A15. So that's basically what it all comes down to. You're still getting an enormous value for the price on both of these devices, but let me know which one you would pick. And if you're still here, just type down below I'm still here, so I know you're still kicking it with me. And I just want to remind you to hit the like button so we can get this video out to more people and help beat the YouTube algorithm. But I'm going to hit you back. I'll check you guys later. Namaste.